Just woke up. It's noon. Not feeling productive. Doing some off-roading this weekend, and the bike's running real rich. I know it's the needle. Throttle in mid-range sounds like crap. Lots of soot on the exhaust. I'm gonna show you how to do it. If you're curious as to an indication of if you're running rich or not, that's one of them. Everybody always has a bit of an issue getting the hoses off. They're always stuck on. Every freaking time they're stuck. Invest in a set of picks. I got these I got these ones on Amazon, but they have them at Home Depot and stuff too. So, but yeah, get your little pick underneath there and slide it around the hose like that. You're gonna break that seal. So it kind of hardens itself in there. If you do it just right, you won't pick through that hose. It should just come right off and dump fuel all over you. Alright, so here's the carburetor. What we're actually going to do is take it and flip it like this inside of here. We're not going to take any of this apart. So we got to get these. This screw here is one clamp, this screw is another one. And Suzuki, in their infinite wisdom, decided to make these Phillips looking screws not Phillips. These are actually JIS, or Japanese Imperial Standard. And if you use a Phillips driver on it and it's not perfect, it will strip that out. These are already pretty damaged up because I'm an idiot. But if you find a driver that fits in there perfect, that's Phillips, you can get it out. Now the clamps are loosened. I'm going to twist this over just like that. It only needs to come over a little bit so you can get to this screw back here. Up on top of the carburetor, you can see the screw that we're trying to get to in the back here. We got some wiggle room on the bike. You might have to pull it just like this. Hold on to it. Crack this one loose. Once you get these screws all the way backed out, one of two things will happen. You'll be smart and hold this down, or you'll let that spring explode this entire thing off here. So there's this big spring underneath. There we go. Very important. Something else you need to watch out for is this O-ring right here. That's got to stay. If you lose that, I don't know what happens, but it's probably not great. And I can get my thumb under here and grab the hard part. There's our needle in there. That's what we're going to be working on. Small pair of needle nose pliers you got to get in here. So inside, come on you bastard. This is a little white guy in there. That's it holds everything together. There's a spring under there too. I grab on it and do this little number right here. There it goes. I just put it in here for safekeeping. I'm going to push up the needle from the bottom. Anatomy of a needle. You got a washer on the top right there, and there's a C-clip, and then you have a dollar and donut right there. Sometimes the washer will stick to the bottom of the donut, but it's actually still in here. If it's still in there, I'll probably leave it alone. Remove the washer, remove the donut. The C-clip, this is the hardest part to get off. So I just put one end under the needle and push the other end off, and it'll click. You can just grab it. Blue needle was running too rich, so I'm grabbing the red kit. The red needle is gonna lean me out quite a bit. That's a good thing. So standard setting on this. I'm pretty close to sea level, so I'm gonna put it right in the center. Third clip from the top, third clip from the bottom. And donut goes on underneath the clip. And then a washer on top. And I'm gonna thread the needle. Yuck. Gotta make sure this thing goes in straight because that spring is gonna seat around that needle. There we go. A good little trick is, while you're holding this, squish that needle upwards so you can actually visually see the spring going around that needle. Then you can push it in, feel that little. Back in the carburetor. Back in the carburetor, you're gonna, when you're putting the whole slide assembly back in, you'll see, if you look way down in here, there's a hole in there. The end of that needle have to get in the hole, and this will only go in one way. It's directional. So the spring that goes in there is not directional. It can go in any way. So that goes around the spring carrier. This is directional. You'll notice this little nubbin right here. That goes over that O-ring. So spring, once you put it on, it's gonna go over this guy. So I put this in here and then kind of feel it. Just set it on there. And of course the torque specifications on these screws are very, very precise. Click.